Can you hear it? Welcome to Relay.
Now we're there. Now you can say the thing that you just said.
Hi, Bri. Thank you very much for 30 months of subscription. What the hell? And Miles, we love you too. Cause
For
wow,
28 months. Thank you
and
both.
Elise, we love you as well for the heart.
Hey everyone.
And wow!
It's time for the intro.
Oh, and I'm way overexposed again for the millionth time.
Did anyone else hear that?
Oh, sure did.
Is everything okay up there?
Don't ask, just assume.
Okay.
The show.
Twiddle-dee-dee, 3 figs in a tree. Penelope Persimmon Bubblegum Dryerlint. Stand by for assimilation. A simile smiles at me. Porcupine pie is free. What are we doing? Kumquat. Shiver, Sassafras, Saffron, Quetzalcoatl. Nakara, Niflheim, Mortuary, Preeclampsia. Relay Station. Now.
Sorry, I work in medicine, so. Well, okay.
Sorry, I'm glad at least one of those got you.
Yeah. Wow. So, preeclampsia is basically high blood pressure and imminent death.
So
maybe.
Fair warning here. Last night, as I went to the liquor store to get some wine and some beer, and as I was getting in the car to drive home from the liquor store,
alcohols.
So as I was getting into the car, I reached behind me to grab my seatbelt, and threw out my neck and screamed.
Oh.
And it's still really, really, really painful, to the point that I can't really move it to the side very much. So just so you know, this is going to be really painful for me.
And yet he still does it vigorously.
Thank you so much for your subscriptions, guys.
Oh.
How you feeling, Dave?
Me?
Uh-huh.
Oh, you...
Thank you, Niskavian, for being awesome and a jerk simultaneously. Mostly awesome.
All right.
Wow, that's impressive. It's like left arm doesn't work anymore. Is that your baby arm?
Left arm is the baby arm. Baby arm head always goes in left arm. It's easier to carry him that way. Oh, God.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Niskavian.
I mean, you don't have to do that to get me to dance. Just ask me to dance.
No.
Okay, so.
Or give him too many beers.
That too. Okay. So before we start on Star Citizen, how's everyone?
Thank you, Elise.
Oh.
I can do it for you. You're good, man.
No, I still gotta.
He holds his breath while he does it.
Oh, I can't breathe and do it at the same time right now. Are you kidding me? Oh my God. Oh. Man, this whole getting old thing sucks.
Stop doing it then.
I can't help it. It's not by choice. Christ.
God.
So, hello everyone. Welcome to the show. It's, yeah.
You should start asking us questions now.
Yeah. You should start asking us questions now, because I'm
Any
sure.
questions?
I'm sure. Is it? Oh wait. Sorry. That's on me. Here he comes. The bot's coming. Give him a second. Take some minute to warm up.
Come on, Mr. Body.
Warm him up. I'm warming him up. In the meantime, how's everyone's week been? Nakara, how's your week been?
Tired.
Fair. Yeah.
Otherwise, pretty good. Enjoying all the mini Carrick pictures. I haven't actually been able to play with it yet, but that will come very soon.
Shiver, how's your week been?
Yeah, it was all right. Job interview and a successful VTM stream.
Awesome.
Excellent. That's good to hear. Those of you in chat, how's your week's been? I'm asking you this now, and now I'm going to tell you how my week has been, and I'm going to read how your weeks have been, because I
Who's
feel like
Mike?
Mike.
Yeah, who's Mike? And how's
Actually, he's
his
the guy
week
from
been?
work. He's
Ah.
a manager of another team at work. Good guy. Good guy.
That's not what you meant to say about your co-workers. You meant to say they're all stupid and annoying and get on your tits.
No, I'm actually pretty happy with my coworkers right now. They're all pretty decent human beings. They're really really supportive of like me having a baby. I actually
Did you get
like
that raise?
what raise?
That's why you slag them off.
No, I had a whole bunch of meetings this week, and at one of them I was exhausted because like Cass was having a mental breakdown and I was having a mental breakdown, and I didn't get any sleep because Link is having a mental breakdown. Basically everyone in the house is having mental breakdowns. It's great. But I was just like essentially doing this, just ranting and being like, what about then, just all over the place and making no sense at all, and like really and I realized after that it was terrible, and I started apologizing, and they were all like, no, it's okay, you have a baby, we get it. And it was really nice. That's my story.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
That's very different to here.
So the bot should be alive now.
We should check it for life.
It is alive. It responds to prompts and pokes. Level 2, what? I don't know what these things are. I was going somewhere with something.
You were ranting and raving at work, and they were very nice to you.
Yeah, no. And now I'm here. Yeah. Okay. So I want to talk about something really important. Whoa, camera, come on. Come on, camera.
Your camera has beard
There we go.
goggles.
I've actually been giving this all to my computer instead of me. It's resulting in poor things. But
It's not Bender.
so I want to really quickly mention something really important, because something really important happened this week. Has absolutely nothing to do with Star Citizen, but Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah. So okay, here's how I'm going to explain this. You two, of course, know Commander Llama, right?
Yes, we do.
Mhm.
Yeah. Fantastic guy. Love him
Yes, he
to
is.
bits. Original backer
Well,
of
that's
Star
not very
Citizen.
nice.
What?
Well, you don't want to crush him into bits.
No, love him to bits. It's better
know,
than being
but-
crushed to bits.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he's an original founder of Star Citizen. he sort of lost interest and now sort of follows along haphazardly. Sort of, he's been very much about the death of hype lately. Hype being really bad because so many games, like, they look really good and you get hyped for them and then they come out in their ass, or they come out and they're fine, but like there's this hype, and he's very, very anti-hype right now. He's been trying to de-hype about everything, and it's very sobering talking to him about upcoming games, because it's like, well, yes, but when's the last thing that Bethesda did anything good? And you're like, oh shit, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, they're having problems.
Yeah, you're right. And he's like, yeah, sure, Ubisoft's got some okay stuff, but are you ready for all of the microtransactions that they're going to put in that speed up the game? And it's like, ah, oh, fuck. You're right. And he's like, yeah, Star Citizen sounds interesting, but is it going to be coming out this decade? And you're like, fuck. He's right. No, but
maybe.
All this to say that he watched, and I watched, and we watched the Baldur's Gate stream, and he's like, shit, Dave, I've got some hype. I've got some hype.
Oh,
he's like, I can't even stop the hype. There is hype. It's growing. So I just want to say I've got quite a bit of hype for Baldur's Gate 3. I absolutely love that they wiped in the demonstration. Go.
Can I want to nominate them for creepiest intro cinematic ever?
Yes.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I love that that he wiped in the first battle of that. That's Dungeons and Dragons.
Totally.
That's sorry. Yeah. I am excited.
I actually am really I'm really excited for the company too, because Dungeons and Dragons is like at its pinnacle right now. You know, everyone's playing 5th edition, and so I think now is the perfect time to be making a Dungeons and Dragons game. Yeah, like a pure Dungeons and Dragons game.
And fifth apparently translates really easily. Like, they just had to put in most of the rule set, and it works as a video game. Like, awesome. Yeah. Shiver?
Bloodlines 2. They didn't translate VTM V5 into that.
No.
It's more like in between V20 and V5.
So actually, I've got a question for either of you that have played them, and for people in chat. I have Divinity Original Sin Enhanced Edition.
Amazing games.
I actually just today, because it's 50% on sale, bought Divinity Original Bin 2. And I'm wondering if I should bother trying to play through Divinity Original Bin 1, or if I should just go to 2.
I've only played 1, and I didn't get to play very long because I was trying to play it with a friend, and it takes a lot of coordination to actually play through a RPG with a friend. But I was blown away with how good 1 was, like, just blown away. The number of ways that you can solve any given situation are just the depth of the gameplay systems is incredible. Like, there's 57 different ways to get through pretty much every situation, which is really cool.
Yeah, and I'm loving that. I know,
I'm pretty sure that 2 is probably, from what I've heard about 2, is it's basically the first one except better in every way.
and that's what I'm looking at. Like, if you look at the Steam store, which is, I mean, it's not the best, but the reviews are pretty decent.
No, only 95%.
Well, but that's the thing. Original Sin 1 is very positive. 88% of people liked it, whereas 2 is overwhelmingly positive. So 95%.
95%. Yeah.
And it's like, shit. Do I have a limited amount of time. do I just skip the first one and play
I would
the masterpiece?
probably just play 2.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Especially because Baldur's Gate does come out this year, I think.
Yeah.
Release. What are we looking at for release?
There's no
early
release
access
time. It's
and
just early access.
Access in 2020. So
I'm probably gonna buy it in early access and not play it. Sort of the Star Citizen rule. I'm gonna buy it and just wait until, because they're not gonna launch the full campaign in early access, right? So
you wouldn't think so. No. Something I just wanted to mention. We've been kind of keeping track over the past few weeks and all the games that were supposed to release in March and April that are being pushed back. Another one you were talking about, Ubisoft. Watch Dogs Legion was supposed to launch in March originally and is now December.
Yeah.
Although I have to say that does not surprise me in the slightest, given that Watch Dogs Legion is even from what they showed, was an incredibly complex game.
Yeah.
So it doesn't surprise me at all.
So yeah, I hope everyone out there enjoyed the Baldur's Gate 3 stream. It's just
I haven't watched it.
It's pretty.
I haven't gotten to watch it yet.
So,
but I saw a bunch of screenshots and they looked amazing, and I heard little bits about the stream, so I'm looking forward to checking it out. And I watched the opening cinematic, which was just like, oh my god, creepy as hell. Creepy as hell. Super Serious says Baldur's Gate is overrated. I disagree.
I mean, Baldur's Gate, the original 1 and 2, were good at the time. They're not as great now, but
you know which game I actually liked more? I really liked Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. I actually really loved Icewind Dale. That game was freaking awesome. How about you, Shiver? Are you were you into any of the D&D games back in the 90s?
No.
No.
I'm not one for dwarves and elves and pixies.
No. Vampires.
Vampires in the modern day.
Actually, Shiver, I mean, just so you know, the piece that they played through of Baldur's Gate 3, you are a vampire. Like the character that they were playing through is a vampire.
I don't have a thing specifically for vampires.
For
Don't
modern
make me
day
into one of those kids.
Oh.
I'm never one of those.
Don't make me into one of those kids. Okay, what's your mythical beast preference set? We like dragons and Godzilla.
The mythical beast, and the first thing that came to my mind was girls, because girls are mythical beings.
You can't say that, you're married. I can say that. You two actually have significant others.
Mythical beings. Anything from Star Trek.
That's fair. Yeah, okay. So you're sci-fi focused. Cool.
Yeah.
Sci-fi is the only fi. Okay. I'm with Super Serious, actually. Q is Q is one of the best things of Star Trek.
Yeah. And the Borg are amazing, yes.
Yeah. So
while we're quickly on that, Amazon Prime did a major fuck up. I was waiting for Star Trek Picard, episode 6, and lo and behold, it came up. Watched it, and I was like, have I missed an episode, or have they just ramped it up a gear or something? Watched the whole thing, and at the end, it turned out I was watching episode 7 a week earlier.
What?
Oh, well, they did a fuck up.
So you've seen episode 7 before
episode 6?
Wow.
Whoops.
That's
as a Star Trek and a TNG fan, it was very good.
Good.
I won't risk spoilers, but yeah, it was
good.
very good.
No spoilers.
I'm really, really, really enjoying Picard so far. It's awesome.
I think a lot of complaints that come from it, people expecting Star Trek, and it was never going to, they kept on saying, this isn't going to be Star Trek, this isn't going to be the Picard it's the Picard. But it's not Star Trek, it's not Star Trek as we know it, Jim.
No, it's actually Patrick Stewart said that he wouldn't have come back. if they'd just done the same thing that they had done before.
Mm.
He has a lot of creative control over this, actually, I think, over the direction the series takes.
Yeah.
Okay, so getting something ready here. If this loads. All right. Let's talk about Star Citizen.
What's that?
I don't know, but ostensibly it's something we should be talking about.
Yeah, apparently. No, I mean, well, 3.8.2 is live. So the Carrack is out there in the wild. Wild Carracks, you know. There's a really good screenshot on the front page of Reddit right now that is titled Weird Orange Carrack, and it's a freelancer.
I like it.
Everyone's posting the Carrack.
I like it. I like it.
Man.
But is it the right freelancer?
No, it's not. It's the left freelancer. You don't actually mean that, Trevor.
I thought it was quite good.
I know you're very disappointed in me.
Sorry, I need another.
No.
I need another of these for this.
Yes.
Oh, good stuff.
Okay. Did you hear about? I think it was. I think the guy's name was Peter Toole. I might be wrong on that. It was an Irish playwright, and he was very successful in his day. And he was asked to do a promotion for Guinness, and he said, "All right, just bring." He was a raging alcoholic. Send me 2 crates.
You said Irish,
two
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. They sent him 2 crates of Guinness. They went over the next day, and it completely trashed. And there he was, pissed out of his fucking skull. And all that he wrote down was, "Drink Guinness, it gets you drunk."
I mean, my question is, did they go with that?
Oh my god.
I don't know.
Because
They
should.
used to serve Guinness to people in hospitals because of the iron content.
They used to recommend Guinness to pregnant women after they'd given birth because it's all you need in a meal is Guinness.
That's hilarious.
It's a meal and a beer. Legit. Actually, fun story. My uncle has told this story a couple of times when, like, back in the day when, like, I was born and my cousin was born, the hospitals actually had beer fridges for the pregnant women to go and get beer because you were supposed to drink beer while you were pregnant because it helped your pregnancy and it increased lactation and it was really good for pregnant women. But what ended up happening was my grandfather would just go to visit and ransack the beer fridge and sit there and drink and
Sounds about right.
yeah, I personally think they should bring that shit back, but hey, what do I know?
You know many things. You're
It's
smart.
true. I'm always right. Okay. Star Citizen this
I didn't
week.
say that.
No, I did.
I know. Okay, Star Citizen this week.
Star Citizen this week. Yeah, let's just switch over to Inside. Inside Star Citizen. I talked a little bit about, survival essentially. And the whole cold weather stuff again, which I have to say, as a Canadian in February.
February. Oh,
I'm just sort of sick of all this snow stuff, eh?
But the movement on the foliage is quite nice, although I'm not sure about the tree movement.
So fun fact, the leaf movement on the trees is great, but the trunks themselves need to sway more. It does look great though.
It really does. I mean, they're well, yeah, but as we say every week,
it looks good.
God, it looks good. And those suits are cool. There's a couple of good shots of those various armors and environment suits. They're great.
When they did the snow thing, I was just expecting it to fade to black and then say, "Ah, you're finally awake."
And then the Skyrim thing plays.
Oh, yes. Yeah. The suits do look fantastic. Like those look like real big ass hazmat, like not hazmat, but like environmental protection suits
with like significant amounts of storage.
Yeah. I do like the giant backpack on the back. I really hope that they implement some sort of like, what's that game? Kojima.
Oh, Death Stranding?
Yeah, I hope they implement some sort of Death Stranding thing, like you get to pack everything on your back and then just trek through the wilderness, the cold, snowy wilderness, to find this guy, like this hermit guy in a cave, and deliver him his package.
You're like, wait, is this Star Citizen?
Star Citizen is every game.
I'm playing an entire different... Yeah, right?
What
are you doing today? I'm playing Minecraft and Star Citizen. Okay.
Yeah, Space Stranding. Super Serious is right. Space Stranding. I like
Stranding.
it.
I really like the white armor in the like snowy forest. Just like disappear.
Yeah. Well, so that actually is something that really excites me for one reason. I used to play a lot of competitive Call of Duty.
Yep.
And back before I got into competitive Call of Duty, I was just destroying people randomly in multiplayer. But there was this really neat trick where I just turned down my graphics so that I could hide under a bush, but no bushes would appear in the distance, so I could see people running, like due to graphical problems. I could see where they were running because there were no bushes. I like the idea though for like essentially for sniping, of if you're there long enough, if you crouch down in that forest in the snowstorm and you're there for long enough, your armor is going to be covered in snow, so you're going to be virtually impossible to see. And that is exciting.
You're gonna be like that Finnish sniper who like single-handedly pushed back the Russians in World War II.
Yes. No, seriously, and that is really exciting. That like the idea of and like Super Serious says, in sandstorms too, the ability to set down and have your environment,
it's gonna be terrifying,
cover you.
I always knew you were a snowflake.
I am. I'm beautiful and unique.
And unique.
Actually, it's pronounced unique.
Unique.
It's pronounced
right.
unique.
Wow. Surprising how much that hurts me.
Everyone wants sandworms, but I want snowworms.
Snowworms, totally, yeah. Like you never expect a snowworm.
They get very, very small in the cold.
Yes. This incredibly creepy white worm that just like slithers through the snow and eats into your boots.
And eats through your boots, climbs up, and then gets into your brain through your eye.
Yeah, where have we seen that recently?
I don't know.
So what you're saying is you want the thing?
Yes. Oh.
Kind of, yeah.
That'd be cool.
I should probably watch that movie someday.
You should. What if we talk about the actual like survival mechanics? Any thoughts on what they were talking about for that?
Not really.
Not really.
I'm looking forward to seeing what we actually get, and I definitely support the idea of survival mechanics in the game as long as they are not. I don't think they should be incredibly obvious to the player when they're just doing like their normal cargo runs and shit like that.
Yeah.
I think it should be extreme conditions that really kind of trigger the survival system to really bite you in the ass.
I mean,
If you know what I mean.
like the conditions that they're showing, right?
Totally. But I don't want you to be like, oh, you must eat now when you're on your cargo runs. It's like, no, could you just leave me alone?
Agreed. Shiver, any thoughts? Are you excited to eat chocolate bars?
As long as it doesn't come down to that horrible thing in survival games where the survival mechanic is the most important thing and you have to eat every 5 minutes like some sort of diabetic bastard.
Yeah. No
offense
I'm going to take a second. I'm going to take a second to talk about possibly one of the best games, frankly, ever. Certainly in the past decade.
Star Trek Birth of the Federation.
Incorrect. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Yes. Excellent game.
Breath of the Wild is one of the best games ever, period. But when I go back to play it and when I think about playing it, there are two things that game did that make me hate the game. One is the requirement to cook every single recipe individually.
Yeah.
That was dumb shit. And the other was weapon breaking.
The weapon breaking was almost comical.
Both of those, like those were essentially the weapon breaking and you have to create your own food so that you can survive when you like to regenerate your hearts. Those were the survival elements added, but they were added in a way that detracted from the game. It pulled you away from being able to just play the game.
Well, I mean, the food thing at least makes sense. The weapon durability thing was like, why is my sword breaking after 2 hits?
Yes.
What doesn't make any sense.
But that's and I mean, there's no way Star Citizen is going to have stuff like to that extent, but they have to avoid that pitfall of like making it arduous.
Stupid gameplay mechanics to just try and make people play the way you want them to.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it sucks. But that's and I where that comes into play is the painfully long travel times.
Yep.
Like it's not fun.
It isn't.
I want the universe to be big, but you have to make things at least close enough that people don't go, well, I better go make lunch now while I fly.
But you can't because you might get pulled out of quantum and get back from making lunch and you're dead. Like it's
and then the pirates are like, if we go right here on the route, this is the lunch spot. This is when they get up and leave their computers.
And believe me, people will plot that out. People will know, and that's the kind of stuff that you have to avoid. It's there's nothing for me to do here. I hate it, but if I leave, like I have to be here and watch the screen because if I leave, if I even get out of my chair, like. Everyone keeps saying, oh, but they'll have, like, you'll be able to go play pool and you'll be able to hang out with your friends. Yeah, but if I get out of my chair and go down to another deck and play pool and then we get attacked, how long does it take me to run back to my chair? That's like, what, 3 torpedoes into the broadside that I haven't had time to react to?
Single seaters as well. I mean, you can't just be expected to be playing with this strange silver Rubik's Cube as you're pursuing someone.
Hey, Stevie Madman.
Hello.
Just go in your suit, Noskavian.
Seriously.
Noskavian, you're awesome. Oh, man.
Star Helix, I do actually like that idea of like a 30-second warning that you're about to be pulled out of quantum or something. That's actually a good thought, so that you can get back to your ship and be prepared. I guess my thing is I think that like transitioning from one system to another should be a more arduous deal, but going from like one planet to another planet within system, that shouldn't be 20 minutes, half hour of my day.
No.
That's all.
No.
That's all.
I watched this documentary once about this crew
I
of
don't
4
believe
people
you,
who had lost their main mothership and were stranded in one of like the little auxiliary craft, Starbug, and it was a 4-seater. There was 2 in the front, 2 in the back, and this bloke who had evolved from the ship's cat, he was there was some sort of trouble because of a black swirly thing in space or something. And he said, the android on board said, should we go up to red alert? And he said, no, we should go to brown alert. And the android said, sir, there's no such thing. And the guy in the cockpit in front of him said, you won't be saying that in a minute.
I don't
get
get
it.
it. Is it a poop joke?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
There was this other time they were in yellow alert.
But it's an android.
and he said,
Do
"Should we
androids
go up
poop?
It wasn't the android that needed to poop.
Yeah, but the android wouldn't have a brown alert because it's an android. It doesn't have to poop.
No, but the cat did.
But why doesn't it just have a litter box?
Well, there was this other time that they were on yellow alert. And the android said, we're on yellow alert. And the guy said, should we go up to red alert? And the android leaned in and said, are you absolutely sure, sir? That does mean changing the bulb.
See, that I like.
Oh god, that's amazing.
Yeah, so that's that video of
I gotta give CIG credit because I gotta say there's definitely a point a few years ago where this was so far beyond what they even considered possible.
I do still remember the numerous times they were like, yeah, procedural planets are something we would like to do, but I don't know if it's possible.
And we might get there 5 or 7 years after the game is out.
Yeah.
And it's well, no. And then weather was like, nah, can we do weather? I don't know if we can.
Yeah. Thing is, like, look at that planet and the zoom that he just did and then out. And that's all like right there in engine. And it's nuts. Like, it's genuinely...
This is so cool.
No, they're trees.
Nuts are trees, Shiver. That's where trees come from. It's like saying what came first, the chicken or the kumquat.
The kumquat, obviously.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Oh my. So this is really cool, and I really want to go work for CIG and build planets.
It is really cool.
Can I do that, Leaf?
I don't know. Apply.
Yeah, no, I don't want to live in any of the places.
That's true. I wish they'd have like a studio open up in like a sane
anywhere in
country.
Canada?
Well, in a country that's sane.
Well, Germany's not terrible, I don't think.
I mean,
Japan would be good. Yeah.
Canada would be good. Montreal is pretty big in the video gaming sphere.
I actually found out there's a game studio in Calgary.
Yeah, they're making Dead by Daylight, or not Dead by Daylight.
Exactly.
Dying Light.
The
no,
new
Dead Matter.
It's another one.
Dead Matter
Dead Matter. Yeah, a new zombie game.
looks
pretty good.
fantastic.
I should just go work for them.
Yeah, you
what
should.
am I doing?
I don't know.
Quantum integrity software. I like it.
I really like how they can just be like, oh yeah, we're gonna just paint on this spot, and it like procedurally does it all for the planet and shows you exactly what painting in different places is going to affect. And I know we've said it before a million times, but the amount of work that CIG have put into their tools the tools are
It
fantastic.
is paying off.
Yeah.
Oh, it really is massively. Well, and the thing I love about this is, and we've said this a million times, but you can think what you want about Star Citizen, but them blazing this trail, driving through the snow, they're basically making all of this possible for other games in the future, because other games can go later on and go, how did they do it? And that's basically how the whole freaking industry works. So how did they do it? Oh, okay, we can just copy the way they did it. One of the reasons Star Citizen has taken so long is because a lot of the things that they do, nobody has ever even tried before.
But that right there, like what they just showed is insane. It's going down to the very planet level. I'm going to paint this one spot, this one particular location on this one particular crater, and then every other location that has that same the same depth and the same the same coverage on the entire planet is going to be painted that way. It's nuts. Or you can do it by temperature. Like it's like Miles is right there. Star Engine, if CIG choose to sell it down the road and license it out, you can make anything with what they've come up with. The tools are
just Shiver.
Something
Go Shiver
actually takes advantage of PC. It's being developed with only the PC in mind, and it's something only the PC can actually handle, rather than it being made on a PC to be ported to the console to then be ported back to the PC. I hate, like 30, 40 years ago, that was the dream. Whole, like, doesn't matter what system you have, the game's going to be exactly the same. And I don't want that. I bought a PC. I want something that's going to take advantage of the fact that I've got all this stupid amount of computing power, rather than something that's been ported and has now been, taken from the console and put into the PC. I want something that's going to make my PC go, oh my god, I can't handle this.
I actually once asked something like that. I actually once asked something like that at an industry event in Toronto. Basically, as like all games are made on PC, you can't make a game on a console. So when you think about it, lots of developers got their start in making mods for games on the PC. So is the prevalence of consoles everywhere going to reduce the number of people that are, learning how to make things by hand on the PC? And they sort of just looked at me and were like, huh? I was like, all right, I'm done.
I mean, that's just it, though, isn't it? I mean, it's now got to the point on the market where it's like, oh, if you've got a console, you're a gamer, but if you're on the PC, then you're not. And it's like, but there's millions of us.
Oh, yeah.
Millions of us. And we want a game that's for the PC. And no offense to anyone who's a console user. If you want to use that, that's fine. Do your thing. Play a game. That's what it's about. It's playing a game. But you've got a game that's taking advantage of your hardware. I want a game that's going to take advantage of my fucking hardware. And that's more than just fucking anisotropy and anti-aliasing. Ooh, yay. I've got less jaggy edges in a console.
I do have some hope for the future. I actually just checked it, and I had suspected this before, but I just checked it. The Xbox Series X, which comes out in December, is actually the same power as my computer.
So I want to actually,
but that's on paper.
I want to take a second here, actually, and say Microsoft are doing phenomenal things in making there be less of a difference between PC and console. One, they're making everything that every first party game is on both, right? It's on PC and console. And they are making it easier for developers who develop for console to push their stuff to PC as well. Like they are doing a really good job in having platform parity, which is something that Sony still isn't doing. It still takes like years for their shit to even hit PlayStation Now so it can be played on a PC. I like Microsoft have actually done a fair job of turning themselves around. Game Pass for PC is amazing. Get
It
it?
really is. Yep. What was the thing that just went on there? Oh my God.
Which
brain.
one? There's a number. Yakuza Zero's on there. That's weird little indie horror thing.
There was one they just put on there that made me really excited. And I was like, what the hell?
I will be right back. Carry
on.
I love you, Star Helix.
What did Star Helix say? Let's look here.
They're even putting games on Steam instead of just their store.
Yes, they are. Yeah, because they're like, well, people don't like our store, so we'll just put them on Steam. But yeah, so the Xbox Series X is being made using Zen 2 cores and RDNA 2, which isn't even out yet. GPU. And we'll have hardware ray tracing. So ray tracing is probably going to become a thing, like more seriously. So that'll make all the NVIDIA folks happy.
There was that recent sighting of the next NVIDIA cards. I think it's Turing. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Completely blows the Titan out of the fucking water.
Oh my God. Bring
But
on.
then again, this is what
superpowered
NVIDIA
GPUs.
say every single generation, and you end up with a 20% increase over the last gen.
Because they don't want you to have the big powerful thing.
Sorry.
Yeah, I agree with Stevie Madman. Once you get a single card that can handle 4K 60 FPS constantly,
That'd be beautiful. Yeah, that's really the thing you want.
You know what else? Okay. I think we should go to questions shortly. But you know what else is coming soon? Something that you don't get to say often.
A Batman Arkham game? Oh, wait, no.
No, a Valve game.
Oh, yes.
Half-Life Alyx.
Coming out for VR.
I was also gonna say, are there people that aren't NVIDIA people?
Yes.
Don't you fucking start on AMD. Don't you fucking start.
Bannerlord. 31 days till Bannerlord. And then everything shuts down. Relay's shutting down. Everything's shutting down. It's just Bannerlord.
Do I have to stream?
Yeah.
If you can stream Bannerlord. Bannerlord.
Oh god.
Vampire Masquerade Redemption playthrough on Relay.
I would support that. But then I'm very supportive, so.
Okay. Let's see if anyone has asked any questions at all.
Probably.
Let's load the question document.
There's a couple.
Got to get down to the bottom. We've had a lot of questions. Is this actually sequential? Like, there's no skips in. Holy crap!
There are 4 questions.
Hang
there
on,
are
though.
3 questions.
Oh.
Hang on, though. There are no skips in this, so we are up to. Let's see. Hang on. We are up to 2,828 questions asked since this question document was started.
Yeah.
That means we've answered 2,828 questions since this question document was started.
Oh, okay. That's good.
And they say there's no reason for calling all devs anymore.
I thought calling all devs is coming back.
I haven't seen it, have you?
Neither have I, but they said it was coming back.
Well, they can say what they want.
Oh, did you see that picture I dropped into? Actually, probably not. David, did you see a picture I dropped into Discord?
No, which one?
Okay. You want me to put it into Twitch instead?
No, which is it, the first one or the second one? I can click on them.
Carrick one. It's just really cool. Or sorry, not the Carrick one.
Is it just the like mountains?
Yeah, I don't know.
It is quite pretty. I'm actually going to be showing some images before we end off. So
that's perfect.
Fast
okay.
Cat spoke to you then.
I Okay. So let's start with this one. Scavian asks, I have seen some articles reporting negatively on Baldur's Gate 3 because it's turn-based. D&D is turn-based, plus from the gameplay I saw, it looked like you could enable or disable turn-based mode. I think it's great, and those articles are just clickbait. Thoughts? I have thoughts.
I have thoughts too, so whenever you're ready.
Let's first ask Shiver. Does Shiver have thoughts?
Oh fuck. I'm extremely fussy about turn-based UFO XCOM. That was great. That was brilliant turn-based.
Yep.
I will refer to your superior experience on this question.
Okay. So here's my thought on turn-based in Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate 1, and I played it recently. I played through it recently with 4 other people. We had a party of 5. We played it multiplayer. Played the entire thing that way, and it was shit. It was honestly shit. You're not playing that game as a no pause game. You have to pause frequently, because if you don't pause, you can't even click on the enemies because they're running at you, and the animations were so bad that you couldn't click on them, right? You're playing it as a pause game. You're playing it turn-based anyway because you're pausing so damn frequently. So when it comes to Baldur's Gate 3 being turn-based, yeah, good. Baldur's Gate 1 was turn-based too. It just didn't have the guts to friggin' do it. Plus, D&D is turn-based. This is supposed to be the most accurate representation of Dungeons & Dragons in a video game form, and by going turn-based, it is. Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 are interesting to play now, having never played them and not having the rosy goggles of nostalgia, but they're bad. They're bad games. The writing's great, and the characters are interesting, and there's stuff going on, and it's cool, but they're bad games to play. You have to pause them all the time.
20 years later,
yeah. But it's been 20 years. I can't blame them. It's just there have been advancements, and one of those advancements is that now Larian can do stuff with turn-based. And if you haven't played either Divinity games, I seriously recommend, and you're questioning Baldur's Gate being turn-based, seriously, pick up Divinity 1 or 2 and try it. See what they've done with turn-based, because they've made... I can't actually imagine a more suiting company for Dungeons and Dragons, because one of the things about Dungeons and Dragons is the DM explains to you the setting. They say, there's a wagon that's on fire, there are 3 goblins, you're standing here, what do you do? And you say, you know what? I have gloves of fire resistance and I've got 25 strength. I'm going to pick up that wagon and I'm going to throw it at the goblins. And the DM says, okay, roll it.
Mm-hmm.
How do you make a gate out of boulders?
Well, you stack one boulder on top of the other, and then you get an arch stone, like one of the diagonal arch stones at the top, and then you got a gate.
It doesn't have a door, but it's a gate.
Seriously, Larian's system, the system that they're using to develop Baldur's Gate 3, allows you to do exactly that. It allows you to pick up a burning wagon and throw it. It's so much more.
That is what makes Divinity 1 and 2 amazing, is the depth of the gameplay, and that it's perfect. It's like exactly what D&D needs.
Yep.
You mind if I
weigh in?
Type in? Pretty much the best RPG. I mean, it sure doesn't play as well now, but pretty much the best RPG. Or not, maybe not the best. One of the best well-known RPGs of the last, say, 15 years, it was Dragon Age Origins. The original Dragon Age, an amazing game. And I think that it was optional turn-based, but if you didn't play it turn-based, you died because it was super hard.
Yeah.
So basically everyone played it as a turn-based game, and it was amazing. And it's like, well, you didn't.
I didn't.
You didn't. You played it at
I
real
did not
time.
play it turn-based. Yeah.
You're crazy, man.
Oh yeah.
I'm
Oh yeah.
super impressed. That is. Holy
I mean, the whole
Christ.
party died except for my dude, and that eventually led to me dying quite a bit as well. But it was fine.
Okay.
80 hours worth of gameplay. It was great.
I had to play it turn-based, and I think a lot of other people did. And it was just basically a pause, like you just pause, assign targets and then go and then stop it again. I heavily support, especially given that it's coming from D&D, heavily support a turn-based system, especially because I've played Divinity 1 and it blew me away with how good it was. So like, yeah, no. Go for it, Larry, and you know what you're doing.
I will also say anyone who's like, no, I'm a purist and this is terrible and how could they do this? One, it's D&D. It should be more representative of Dungeons and Dragons, but if you want something more representative of how Baldur's Gate was 20 years ago, if you're stuck in that like weird asinine mindset, Pathfinder Kingmaker. Go nuts. It's better with a turn-based mod.
As well.
I know. I was literally getting to it, but Fullostan said it as well. It's better with the turn-based mod, but if you don't want turn-based, you can do it. Anyway,
so
yeah, one of my favorite third-person shooters of all time is actually Valkyria Chronicles, which is a turn-based third-person shooter. Love it.
Okay. Japanese ogre emoji asks, what type of single player spin-off to Squadron 42 would you like to see?
None.
You want to be a nun?
Yes.
Nuns in space.
I don't actually want any single player spin-offs, but I would love some multiplayer ones. I would love a real-time strategy game set in the Star Citizen universe.
A multiplayer RTS?
Yeah. I mean, there'd be a single player component as well with like story missions, but like a multiplayer like StarCraft 2 style RTS set in Star Citizen using the all of the vehicles in lore and such.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I would quite like to play a retired admiral that had quite a bit of renown during his heyday, but was then rejected from the main organization and had to save the universe on his own back.
Yeah?
Yeah. All right. All right.
We could call it John Luke Picard.
Picard? Okay. I mean, it is hard to pick. It's hard to pick who's going to be on your crew, so he makes the hard picks.
Yeah.
Or is he like a football pro and he makes the hard pick, like he picks hard? That's a football thing, right? Making picks.
Sure. Moving right along. Dr. Chocolates asks, outside of Stanton, what place in the verse are you most looking forward to visiting? My answer is always the same.
My answer is always the same also. I want to see how CIG do the one planet in the verse that every like 2 or 3 weeks, everything on the planet gets wiped out by 80-foot high waves and they have to rebuild it's literally a luxury planet of like they plop down like a luxury resort and you hang out on it until this giant wave wipes the entire thing out and then they plop down another one. I want that. I want to see that.
Can you imagine how expensive it would be to stay there? It's like $8 million a night.
I mean, that's like a fraction of what Bloomberg spent on the. I mean, sorry, that's politics.
So, as many people have heard me say before, I really want to go to Cassell. And for those who don't know what Cassell looks like, I will once again link an image from Cassell. It is the second planet in the Goss system. And my computer is currently being a giant dick. Okay, there we go. Right. There you go.
Make Pluto
it's
great
just
again.
it's just gorgeous, and I want to see if they can pull it off. It's like foresty jungle and waterfalls and like it's awesome.
Is it a little bit like Kashyyyk?
Well, take a look. You have real internet now.
I do, don't I? I keep forgetting that.
Owned. Also, Bryce Arena.
Yeah, whatever. Shiver, what's your spot that you want to visit in the verse?
Terra. Even though I'm an Earth supporter, I still want to see Terra.
Terra's going to be amazing.
I really want to see how they do Earth.
Yeah, Earth is going to be. Don't be surprised.
Disc.
Don't be surprised if.
I hope there's a flat disc somewhere in the verse that you can find.
There's this like
supported
incredibly
by 3
long,
elephants.
Incredibly long explanation in the freaking Galactopedia of how something is flat.
In my boredom, and as I'm stuck on light rail trains because Ottawa's light rail sucks, I try many mobile games. I'm just like, I'll download it, try it, and then delete it. Constant. And about 3 weeks ago, I downloaded 2 or 3 different mobile games. At the height of the coronavirus stuff, there was that Plague Inc. or something. Downloaded that, and another one where you're
that
like...
game has been around for like 15 years.
I know, but I downloaded
Just
it
got banned in China as well.
It did. That and another one where you're like you create a little village that sells stuff, and adventurers go and attack dungeons, and then I don't even remember its name, to be honest. But I found it funny because I was playing both of them the same week, and then both of them had Terry Pratchett references on the same day I was playing them. In the like village one, one of the people that builds stuff for your town it's Terry Pratchett, and then in Plague Inc. at the very beginning of the game, it was like Terry Pratchett named best author ever, and I was like, yeah, okay, I like this.
Love it.
Sorry, that was random and not needed, but where are we here? Noscavian says, I have heard that patch 3.9 contains the Idris as an NPC ship, likely related to that group mission to fight a pirate or rogue Idris. Do you have any thoughts?
Extremely exciting that the Idris is finally going to be in the actual game. I am very, 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 very excited by that.
Yeah, I'll log in to check that out.
It's a gigantic ship, and it's very important for Squadron 42, obviously. So I'm thrilled that it's making its way into the actual game.
I just think it's good to know. I want to hop on it and see like how big it is, just so that I know how big the Endeavor is going to be down the road.
I need to give a shout out to CIG for this paragraph of the roadmap roundup this week that reads: Anvil Carrick. On this day, the 28th of February in the year 2020, we move this card to release and celebrate the end of gibboning and the release of the Anvil Carrick.
Wait, the end of gibboning?
Yeah, do you pay any attention to Reddit?
No. Oh,
yeah,
Gib.
Okay.
Gib Carrick. Gib
Carrick.
Carrick.
I mean, it's just going to move to Gib Merchant.
Yeah, I know. But they're
I think the Mercury Star
they're celebrating for the
Really?
they're going to celebrate the temporary end of gibboning.
I thought that Reddit would go all over Gib Man. Gib Man now. Gib
No.
Man, get it?
No.
Give me a man. I need a man. I need a man.
No, that's coming with the rain system, with the weather system, so it can rain men.
Oh, raining.
Cool.
Yes, right. You're correct. Fair point. No one cares about the Cutlass Blue Fire M. Come on. That's like the lamest variant of Cutlass. Anyone who likes a Cutlass Blue is a empty water bottle.
If anybody's wondering where the Idris is, so Miles in 3.9, Miles Eckhart will have a mission series called the Arlington Bounty Mission Series, which introduces an AI Idris to the persistent universe. They even said introduces an AI Idris to the persistent universe. No, that's not a typo. Idris.
That's pretty. I mean, yeah, I'm interested. Bryce Arena asks, do you think that CIG's weather system will be like FS 2020 or better? What's FS 2020? Flight Simulator 2020?
Yes.
I haven't seen the weather from FS 2020, although the rest of it looks great.
I haven't seen the weather. I do know that they have like every single airport on the planet mapped out, which is pretty cool. It's going to be exciting to see how many I can crash. I mean,
I love this update from them because they originally said, "Oh, we're gonna have like almost every airport. We have like 28,000 airports," and then they update and they're like, "You're going to 28,000 anyway. We just decided to put them all in there."
Yeah.
I think I'm like under NDA still for the weather system.
36,000, I think, airports now.
I mean, let's be honest. It's CIG. There's going to be a real-time weather system. They're probably going to integrate that real-time weather system per planet into an app that you can look at to see what the weather is at what time on what planet. There will probably be real-time radar because that's probably all in the system already. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like them.
I have no information. Shiver hasn't even told me anything. This is just me spitballing.
The clouds are really the thing that they're missing. Right now.
Wait, have you told me something?
Yes.
Well, fair warning, I forgot.
Okay, so I'm taking a quick look at the weather effects in Flight Simulator 2020 because they are findable on YouTubes, and they look amazing.
My memory is gone.
Oh, that's cool. You can even set it so it has live real world weather. So it just uses the weather from the real world in the game.
Yeah, we all know how accurate that shit is.
Well, as accurate as they can make it.
Yeah. I mean, didn't CIG partner with that weather app at one point?
Yep, they still are.
Yeah.
Because remember, they just launched a satellite into space that had the Star Citizen logo on it,
which is pretty cool.
And they're launching more satellites into space.
So Corona Hysteria asks, what do you think of the Carrick Expedition livery?
What a username! Oh my god. Oh. What do we think of the Carrick Expedition livery? I like it. I have it.
Oh, you got it?
I got the Expedition, yeah.
Nice. I can't. Oh, there's the livery. Can I just get the image?
Basically white, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It is white. I'm just trying to.
Perfect camouflage for space.
It's not that. Give me a second. That's better.
It's pretty. I like how pretty it is. Makes me happy.
There.
Yeah, I got the Expedition version of the Karak.
It does look a lot like a boat.
Yep.
Like I want to just land.
I thought you knew that the ships are just boats in space.
Yeah, but it actually, like, it's even got the like water line, like underwater is.
Yeah,
seriously,
totally.
It does.
Yeah, I know.
Like I just want to land that on an ocean and like fiddle around, and it's got those like weird things that spring up that look like they could be really big fishing poles.
Oh, maybe I don't have the full Expedition package. I have the Pisces Expedition conversion kit. I don't think I have the the expedition
for the Carrack.
livery for the Carrack itself. Just
That's
for
too
the
bad.
I just got the little one.
It looks
Strikes
nice
me as
though.
very Mass Effect.
Yeah, it looks a
Oh,
lot
totally.
like Normandy.
Very Mass Effect. Yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah. Looks cool.
Oh, I should take a look and see what kind of effect the Carrack being on sale again has had to the funding of Star Citizen.
You should
That's
actually.
something I should look at.
While you do that, Ma
Yes, more
Emmy
questions.
Bot asks, so the same suit handles cold and heat, or is it another suit that you need?
And you need another suit. There's actually an area in the Carrack that has a whole bunch of bays for various like weather suits. It's cool.
It's actually something from the original stretch goals. If you go through and look through those, they talked about the various types of suits, and you might need
Environment suits.
like hazardous suits for radiation specific, which would have less armor but would protect you against radiation. So there will be multiple different types of suits, and you'll need to find places to store all those suits.
So I'm not sure if anybody noticed, but my eyes kind of got big there as I was looking at the funding charts.
I don't want to know how many millions have they made this today.
Well, it's not today. It's not that they're making millions. The Carrack's been on sale many times, but they just added another $1 million on top of their already good funding just from putting the Carrack on sale again.
Yeah.
Like they just basically went, oh, $1 million.
Eggplant asks.
Eggplant emoji.
Eggplant emoji asks. ArcCore doesn't have much to do on it right now. What would you change or add to get people to spend more time there?
A bowling alley.
That's not a bad idea. Some at least mini games like that. Something. It's
What?
Yeah.
No. But why do you want people to spend time there?
Because it's part of the game, and they've spent a lot of time and effort on it, and otherwise it's just a completely useless social hub. Because what's the fucking point of having a social hub with no interactions on it other than a couple of closed shops?
Agreed.
I mean, that's what it is right now.
They will eventually want to have a lot of activities for people to do on the planets with their friends. But I don't think it's important right now.
But it's like the stupid big ship that has the tanks that are useless. The Starfarer. It's like the Starfarer. The Starfarer has the Starfiller. I don't know. Made my mind. Okay, look, I know what I'm trying to get to. I just need some help sometimes getting there. The Starfarer has been completely useless for like what, 3 years now?
Yep. No, we all know they got to get the gameplay loops in there, but I'm sure there's some kind of barrier we just don't.
The gameplay loops for someplace like ArcCorp is they need AI working better, and then they need trading, and they need missions that you can do, and AI generated missions that you can do, and they need you to be able to go up to someone and be like, hey, how are you? And that person be like, I'm great, except that my son is lost. Can you find him? And you be like, yeah, I can do that. Where was he last seen? And him to be like, yeah, he was 3 systems away.
Up in the sky.
Under a rock,
3 systems away. Can you go find him? And you'd be like, sure, I'll spend 19 days doing that.
So I figure I should at least touch on this. I touch on this regularly. You guys know I do. But anyway, Star Citizen is doing exceptionally well this year in terms of funding. They have made more money in January and February this year than they have ever made in January, February, and March combined before. So they've already exceeded the Q1 funding for any other year, and there's still an entire month left. So they're currently at year-over-year funding of $52 million, which is, of course, by far the highest it's ever been. So they continue to have this huge upward acceleration of funding, which is baffling. A lot of people have been around for a long time, but it's very interesting to watch. Of course, I will put another link for the crowdfunding sheet. Everyone can go take a look. Most people have looked at it before. But there it is. You can
Terry
go and take
Pratchett
it.
would like to know the name. Why are we moving on to 4.0 instead of 3.10?
Hold the phone. Hold the phone. I want to talk briefly about funding.
Okay.
Just like for people wondering, like, why is the funding doing so well? It's really, really simple. They've shown more improvement in the last year than they have in the last couple of years, and all of a sudden people are like, oh, hey, there's something here.
Mhm.
Maybe I will buy in now. That's it. They had a really good Citizen Con. That game mode that I literally never remember the name for looks good.
Theaters of War.
Theaters of War. Fuck.
Jesus Christ.
Man, my memory is gone, okay? I don't even remember my son's name. He's
Link ate your
Link.
memory.
I'm just saying they're looking like they're doing
Oh,
good
you poor
stuff.
bastard.
That's
Oh.
it.
By the way, they are on pace, as far as I can tell, to exceed $300 million before the end of the year.
Niskavian, you are correct.
I mean, it is a double-edged sword, though, because the problem with that is, yes, they are moving more stuff out, but it's not exactly gameplay, is it? And then you're going to get these people who have not necessarily done the full amount of research to know that this is an alpha. If at best it's an alpha, and they're going to be like, "Where's my fucking game?
But
Where's
sea
my fucking
shiver.
game? I backed 6 months ago. Where's my fucking game?"
Yeah, well,
That's true. I
go
ahead.
No, all you.
Go ahead.
No.
Okay. I just wanted to point out that if anyone's bought anything recently on the store, I know people don't read. I understand that, but they do warn you like 85 times. Even when you're buying a piece of merchandise, they warn you like 85 times. They're like, "Hey, this game's not done. It's not going to be done anytime soon. You should not consider it done." And what you're giving us is considered a donation. Thank you very much, or something along those lines.
I will.
They have a lot of warning. They have a lot of warnings now before you buy things.
I
Go ahead.
will also say that, like, yeah, you know what? There might be some people that buy in now that are like, "Where is this? It's been 6 months. Where's my game?" And then there's other people that are gonna be like, "I forget about it." And then next year, when they hopefully actually start having some gameplay stuff come in, those same people will be like, "Oh right, I remember this." And then other people will be like, "Shit, look at the gameplay that's coming out." And even more people will buy. Like, there's so many people that haven't bought in yet. There's so much room to grow.
The emphasis is coming out,
Yes.
not that is out.
Yeah.
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 Oh, it's definitely had something I was gonna say.
But-
come on, brain. If
But-
I massage my brain, it'll retrieve memories, right?
and as much as like great people are buying it, it's cool. Don't buy it yet. There's not really much to play. And
Also-
if no, you know what? Buy it if you want, play it if you want, but
It's not done.
it's not done. It's not
Not even
done,
close to done.
and you might hate it. And if you hate it, hate to say it, but that's on you, because you're buying a game that is not finished.
People don't take responsibility for their actions in this day and age.
Actually, we should probably talk about GOG at some point too.
Let's get through some more of these questions.
Boy,
and then...
Voda Akami said yes.
What? Yes.
You can't, but you can't buy the game right now. You get alpha access when pledging a game package, and will be gifted the game upon release.
Yes.
That's correct.
Terry Pratchett asks, why are we moving on to 4.0 instead of 3.10? Because that's the system they decided.
I got a
Naming
serious
conventions.
question.
How do they work?
Why the hell would I play Star Citizen right now? I've got other things to play.
There are lots of reasons to play Star Citizen. There are a lot of reasons not to play Star.
I'll play Star Citizen when it's done. I'm gonna buy Baldur's Gate 3 when it hits early access. I'm gonna buy it. I'm not gonna play it. I'm not gonna play it until it launches. I don't like buying games and then playing them and then hitting the point where it's okay, this is as much content we've got, and then like, okay, well, now what? I don't want to run through my enjoyment of a game now when it's not done yet. I'll do that when it's done, when it's out. That doesn't mean I'm not going to buy it and support it while it's in development. I'm going to buy Baldur's Gate 3 because they need the early access money to help continue finishing the game. Sold. I'll help them.
I was talking Silence. Do you remember Silence?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about basically this. And his worry is that the amount of people that are playing it now and will keep playing it on every release are just going to get burned out by the time it comes to actual release. It's not an invalid point.
And that's not to say, like, if you're enjoying it, great. I'm seriously glad for you.
No, totally. And there are people who I see on the Reddit all the, like, I don't contribute a lot to the Reddit anymore, but I read it frequently. And there are people in there almost every week who are like, I just bought this game and it's amazing and I love it. And I'm like,
good.
Excellent.
Play my at the end of the day, my thing is play what you want, play what you like, and if you don't like it, don't play it. And don't bitch about not liking it, because you're just taking your own time away from playing something that you like. Like, life is short. Life is finite. We only have so much of it. I've got about a thimbleful left, and I'm going to use that thimbleful.
To do what?
I don't know. I haven't gotten that far yet, all right? Okay.
All right. More questions.
I think this is a present emoji, or is it some
mouth? No, it's not.
Frog.
Let's find out. Just a moment. I'll look for it. It is man mountain biking emoji.
Oh god, that's a mouthful.
Man mountain bike emoji?
Man mountain biking emoji.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Says, we know that they can create new planets very rapidly, but will NPC giver creation be able to keep up? Currently, we're getting only one every season. Okay, so it won't. It won't keep up. They're going to be able to do planets faster than they can do NPC givers. The thing is that the NPC givers are going to be more specialized missions, and that there won't be as many of those. What really needs to happen is the whole economy simulation needs to come in, so that you're getting missions that aren't given by these NPC givers. They're given by the whole simulation itself. And the simulation says there was a ship here. That ship got attacked. When that ship got attacked by random pirates, that created 1, salvage. It created 2, rescue missions. It created 3, bounty missions. It created 4, the person whose ship got attacked needs a new ship. So that's resources that are required. So that's resource gathering missions. And all those missions will be populated, and then they can all be taken. And that's
if anybody here thinks that's crazy, go and watch Tony Zervek's presentation at CitizenCon. It's crazy, but that is the plan, and they actually have a system that looks like it's mostly done.
Tony Zed be crazy.
Yeah,
he's amazing.
He's phenomenal.
If this game is amazing when it comes out and it's in a releasable state, about 80% of the reason might be Tony Zervek.
I do not disagree. Noskavian asks, do you think that there will be space Amish? Yeah, probably.
Yes. Definitely.
I saw this meme the other day, and it was 2 blokes in an Amish wagon, and one of the blokes asked the Amish guy, so what's it like without the internet? The Amish guy says, it's all right. Get pictures of your mum in the mail.
Oh my.
Voyevoda Okami, you pledged 4 years ago, followed closely ever since, haven't played yet, never had any regrets, excited to finally start in a couple of weeks. Good.
Cool.
You're sure you'll love it? You know very well what to expect. That's exactly the viewpoint to go into it. My only caveat would be, know that if you don't love it right now, just put it aside, and you probably will next year. Like,
I think Voivoda Kami seems like an actual person with a brain cell that's like, if I don't like it now,
we like you. You should hang around here all the time. Because
cheers to you, cool Voivoda. Voivoda. Sorry,
we're gonna have to work that one out.
Cheers, VO. Done. Also, Okami. Great game. Okay. I want to talk about one or two other things really quickly before we go.
Okami will do. Okay.
Perfect. Okami. So number one, I got a picture here of some people meeting one of the pillars of the Star Citizen community, and I'm not talking about Xylo. It's Mr. Fastcart.
The fastest of the carts.
The fastest of the carts. And speaking of that, sorry, I've got to figure this all out. Here's this. Aha! Yes. So I believe Fastcart is putting together a new sort of podcasty thing called Soul Citizens, which I think I've got. Is it this one that's no? Is this one? No. This one's just pretty.
Super.
Where he told me the time and the day somewhere.
It is tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah.
So Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
So go and check that out.
Because it's Fastcart, and Fastcart's fantastic.
Definitely.
So head over to twitch.tv/Soul Citizens tomorrow night. Because seriously, I don't think that there's
more iconic person.
I genuinely don't think that there's anyone that's everywhere as much as Fastcart. Fastcart's everywhere. He supports everyone. He's a great dude.
He's in 3 out of 5 streams.
Yeah, easily.
He's crossing streams.
Crossing 3 out of 5 of them.
Oh my.
So go give Fastcart some love.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Fastcart, for everything you do for Relay 2. He's been a great supporter over the years.
Oh, and if you are braving the hell that is PAX East and are all set up for coronavirus,
yeah, right.
I was gonna say, if you want coronavirus, go to PAX.
CIG have some presence there.
PAX East.
PAX East? Oh my god! Oh, that's amazing.
Oh god, that's amazing.
That man deserves a wave for that, Eric.
Yeah.
I assume man. I'm not sure. I just assume everyone on the internet is male.
Super serious. You're amazing, my friend.
That's
Oh god.
Necks are really, really fragile. Okay.
And important.
If you do happen to be attending the POX, they're over at the Corsair Elgato location. So
Awesome.
Go say hi to Xylo and hang out.
Yeah. The other Star Citizen folks. We should touch on we kind of talked a little bit about the coronavirus stuff, but the way that it impacts the game community. GDC has been canceled / postponed.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be in March here. Expect that a lot coming up. A lot of big international events are being canceled. E3 is apparently on the block.
Oh darn.
So yeah.
I mean, E3 should just go back to like press only, just no like public on the floor.
You know, I said I had a job interview.
Yep.
This week. Yeah, that was a teaching job, and they've closed all the schools over here until the end of March.
Yeah, they have until the end of March. Yeah.
Canada is basically saying prepare for when you do get sick.
Yeah.
Like stock up for when you are sick. So.
And the Olympics.
They bought all the toilet rolls over here. All the toilet rolls.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw actually empty shelves.
What am I going to wipe my bum on?
You got a nice robe there, Shiver.
Doesn't reach.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
So,
but straight up, no, like public service announcement here. The best way to avoid coronavirus is to wash your bloody hands.
Yeah. And also if it's spreading in your community, don't go to large public gatherings.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really bad idea because it can also be spread by like close physical space.
Also, those masks, they
don't do anything. Well, unless it's an N95. N95s work. Yeah. But they're also expensive and hardly anyone's actually wearing one.
Those cheap ones like Shiver has, it does literally not. It actually, no, it doesn't do nothing.
It makes me feel better.
It helps if you are sick.
Yes.
Like, you're supposed to wear those masks when you're sick so that when you cough, you're coughing into the mask, not into the air. If you're not sick, there's no point to you wearing a damn mask.
Unless it's an N95.
Like
unless it's an N95,
so.
Yeah.
So, and to be clear to those who aren't in the medical community, N95s are available. You can get them. At a pharmacy probably, but they're basically the same thing we wear in the hospitals in like surgical suites and stuff. They're like they're isolation masks, and they work. But not everyone's going to have those.
Yep.
As Magpie says, it gets into your eyes too. So the best thing to do is get a plastic bag that's airtight, put it on your head, wrap it up really nice and tight.
Tie it with duct tape.
Die, and you won't have to worry about coronavirus.
Shiver, I want to say you can't say that because you're probably breaking some Twitch terms of service.
I put in the consequences. It's fine.
Okay, fair.
If you want to kill yourself with a plastic bag and you're stupid enough to try it, just make sure it's not one of those ones with holes in it, because otherwise you might survive.
And yes, what are we? For those who are wondering how serious this is, yes, the Olympics are. They basically said if it's not resolved by May or under control by May, that the Olympics will probably be canceled.
Yep.
Which is like, whoa.
Cancel very permanently. Fuck the Olympics.
Feel very
Such
bad
a waste of money.
I feel very bad for Tokyo and for everyone who relies on them.
Those people who are stuck on a cruise ship? Don't feel sorry for them, rich bastards.
It actually doesn't cost that much to go on a cruise. Jesus.
Does it not?
No. They want to get you on them. They're cheap.
Why do you go on a cruise when there are airplanes available?
Because
never mind.
Yeah. No, there are good reasons to take a cruise, but like I do actually feel bad for people who are stuck on a cruise ship and someone gets sick, because then it gets quarantined and then you are going to get sick. There is nothing that you can do to stop yourself from getting sick.
So I have it on very, very good authority.
Big thing.
I have it on very good authority. I'm being told right now, that drinking Guinness will raise your immunity.
Oh.
My beer bottle's telling me that.
Well, that's good.
The British government making this big thing about the British people who were stuck on the Diamond Princess ship. They were on there for like 2+ weeks or so. And it's like, we need to get them out. We need to bring them back to our country so they can be safe and, secure and no longer imprisoned upon this ship. And then they got them out, and then they imprisoned them in a British hospital for 2+ weeks. And it's like, if you weren't sick before, you're going to be fucking sick now.
Sorry, go ahead.
We have one more question.
Oh, we do. Okay. I was just going to say, last thought on the coronavirus. One serious problem, especially for those in the United States, is the inability to determine if you're sick, whether you should go to a hospital, because it could cost you $7,000 to go to a hospital and get a throat swab.
Yes, but there's nothing we can do about it.
There's nothing we can do. There is stuff you can do. Vote in your damn elections. Period.
Well, yeah.
Because if I go to a hospital,
it's not going to help you with coronavirus. So
nope. But it might help you with the next one. Think with your selves.
Men wrestling emoji.
Yes.
Asks Vandal in the PU, How powerful should they be?
In the
like
PU,
overwhelming?
9,000.
In the PU, very freaking powerful. Yeah, I think in the PU they should be like fuck, I'm gonna run. You know, like I'm not ready for this. Get me the hell out.
Like you need to have a
surely in the
fighter
PU
to.
No, not even that you need to have a fighter. Like you need like significant skill or advantage over them, or like multiple people. Like I think the Vandals should
Over
be,
any of the ships?
yeah. So
Okay.
here's one of the things that Star Citizen is really going to need is like some sort of variant on raid content. Like
Yep,
stuff that
totally.
you need to get multiple people together to do. And I feel like it's almost got to be the Vanduul. Like they have to be the okay, I cannot do this mission alone. This mission is kill 2 Vanduul fighters. I know that I can't take that alone. Eric, Shiver, we gotta team up. We gotta take these Vanduul down. And even with 3 of us, taking on 2 of them is like a 50-50, you know? Like there has to be something that's challenging in the verse.
And
Because
scary.
well, it has to be challenging and scary, partially because so many people have every single fucking ship.
Well,
I
they
mean,
can't.
the
They can't
Vandal
make
are
can't design it
nomadic.
for that though.
So if you have an encounter with a Vandal or a couple of, small fighters, surely that would mean that there is a king ship in the vicinity, and
Oh.
they're gonna inevitably run when they're losing, and you follow them, king ship, and the king ship's like, blap.
Yep.
Yeah.
You did.
But there has to be something that is difficult in the game, and I feel like the Vanduul being really
Keep in mind though,
difficult is a
they
good
have
way to
like
go.
they have a lot of different ships.
They do.
So you could have like the like basic Vandal fighters be not that difficult to attack.
But I think that the basic human fighters should not be that difficult because we're going to have enough of them to begin with. When you encounter a Vanduul, it should be something significant. The Vandal, presumably, the Vandal War is over, right? The PU is set after Squadron 42, so presumably we win the Squadron 42 war. Which means that the only Vanduul are left are their really good fighters.
We should answer Nescavian's question.
Oh, there's another question? Oh, just in the... do you think that they'll announce a queen ship or prime minister ship? No, they're too busy with Brexit.
Fair enough. Well, we're 7 minutes over, so
Yes.
do you want to wrap things up here?
Yeah, thank you guys all so much for watching and hanging out. I still ask myself literally every single week why you do. Every single week. But
We love you very much.
I'm so glad that you do. This is a great time. I love you all. Go out there, but don't go out there because out there there's coronavirus and that shit's scary. Stay safe, stay loving, play some games, but don't play some non-turn-based games because that shit's heathenous.
Before we go,
Oh yeah,
next week, hopefully in 6 days' time, I time zones. How do they work?
I don't know.
Another VTM stream with, a very, very special guest, and we've even hopefully dragging in Noscavian to play with us now.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Dragging in Noscavian, fantastic. Oh, why did it? Sorry, Bryce Arena. I don't know why Nightbot's a dick sometimes.
That Anvil Aerospace bomber jacket looks pretty cool.
Can I?
In the future, for VTM, I hope to get someone extremely special that is even relevant to Star Citizen.
Nonsense. Anyway, gotta go. I gotta go hang out with a babu. But have a good night, everyone.
Bye. Thank you, everybody.
See you in the verse.
Bye.